Probably shouldn't start a video with your hand covering the screen, but that's okay. We're dialed. Goodbye, family. Happy Wednesday to all you guys. I've been fluffing my feathers on top of my head for the last 15 years, probably. And the way this guy does it is after the shower, when your hair's all wet, throw the old, paste in there, but then it dries, and it dries all hard, and nobody likes that like hard look, especially when you got super awesome thin hair like I do. So once it dries, you take your hands and you rub it through a bunch of times, and then it hopefully undries and makes the feathers kind of poof out, makes your hair look like there's more than there actually is. Thank you, Jeff Mulock, for calling them feathers on top of my head. Hey, thankful for the feathers though. You know what? Ryan Coolman, favorite human on the planet, lost all his feathers in his early 20s, and so for 40 and rocking it, it's gonna be just fine. Sometimes as a teacher, how the heck do you dress? You know what I mean? This is the part where I like the sun in my eyes. I know you're saying put the glasses on, bro. But you know what? It's a short little stint. For some reason, there's some times where sun in your eyes just feels like you're alive, and I love it and I need it, and so do you. So give me a break. But how the heck are teachers supposed to dress? And it's funny because I have a bag of a bunch of clothes that I'm donating to our school's closet, to where if a kid doesn't have any professional attire or semi-professional attire, they can go to that closet and get a few things. And it's just funny because last night I ran out of hangers, meaning I bought a couple shirts when I was in Vegas last weekend, TJ Maxx and Ross, for the win. But I'm like, I don't want to go buy more hangers and fill up more stuff in my life. So kind of have this rule in my head to where if I run out of hangers, I got to make room for the new stuff I'm throwing in there. What's that mean? That means I've got to get rid of some stuff. And so I was getting rid of some of my teacher clothes from back in the day. And it's funny because I'm like, that used to be one of my favorite shirts to wear in teaching. But as I get older, as things change, it's funny how I'm like, dude, I don't want to wear that shirt when that shirt comes in line. Because the way it works, there's an assembly line, and when you hang the clean clothes up, you hang them on the left, but you have to grab the clothes from the right. And so, not that this shirt is like, wow, that's the most amazing shirt ever, but it's more me today than the shirts that I'm donating were over the past decade. And I've been teaching for a decade, and 10 years doesn't sound like all that long of a time. But holy cow, it feels like that long of a time. A kid asked me yesterday how much money is in my bank account. And while I don't want to share that necessarily, I was thinking about how us teachers, we get to retire. I get to retire at 60, which is fun. Talked to an Air Force guy that came into my class, Coast Guard guy that came into my class yesterday. He's 18 years in and he gets to retire in 2 years. Dude will be 40 when he retires, and I am 40 and I don't get to retire for another 20 years. That to say, every year, every month, when I get my little paycheck, it shows what the state of California takes away to Cal STRS, and then the school or the district, whomever, matches it, which is crazy. Say it's $1,000. It's a little more than that, but let's just say it's that. Well, $1,000 times the 11 paychecks I get, 11 times the 10 years that I've put in 110 grand, and then they match it plus some. Let's just call it another 140 grand. So there's 250 grand that goes into that CalSTRS account. Hopefully for me, when I retire at 60, what does 60 look like for me? 20 years from now, I'll have a 26-year-old, a 24-year-old, and a 22-year-old. So maybe school for them. I don't know what life looks like in 20 years, but it's just a weird thing that money is out there waiting to be claimed. I hope I live a long time after 60. What a terrible thing it'd be to, yeah, not trying to get weird. That would be terrible. If you died when you're 60, you're like, wait, I've been saving up for all this stuff. Where I'm going is I should not wait till 60 years old. You should not, or maybe you should. I don't care what you do. To enjoy life. You know what I mean? I think so many people wait for retirement. Hey, when I'm retired, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to wait till I have enough money to not have to work, and then I'm going to learn how to play the drums, which is actually something I'm dying to do. And I think so many of us wait to travel when we retire, wait to have fun and live your life. And I'm like, I'm so happily being a teacher where we get 2.5 months off in the summertime to feel a little bit of retirement. I've had that job where I was a sales guy. Shout out to Anheuser-Busch of San Diego. But holy cow, that sales job makes teaching the world's greatest job in and of itself, because you get more than 2 weeks of vacation in the entire stinking year. I tell these kids, yeah, I used to have to work till 5:30, so you don't get home till 6. A lot of times the sun's gone down in the wintertime. As a teacher, man, our school's out at 3. I'm able to be home by 3:20 if I want to be, which is a wonderful thing. And Thanksgiving break is a wonderful thing. Christmas break's a wonderful thing. Spring break, and I know it's Easter break, but I like to call it spring break just because in my head I love being 40 and having a spring break. I get to travel. I get to enjoy my life. I don't want to wait to go to the beach when I'm 60. I want to be 40 and get to the beach and not just have to cram it into like a Friday night, come home Sunday kind of thing. I want to stretch things out, which is not at all what I wanted to talk to you guys about. But I didn't know what I wanted to talk to you guys about, but that's where I was going with that. But when it comes to teaching outfits, my kids dress cool. I want my kids to think I dress cool, but I don't want to dress like my kids dress because I want to look different from my kids, not because I'm trying to be different from them. But when I come home, I put on the comfies, you know what I mean? The gym clothes, the relaxing clothes. But when I show up to school, man, I want them to look at me differently. I don't want to, but there's a part of me that wants to dress down and comfy for them, but I'm like, no, man, this is my job, this is my profession. I want them to take me seriously. But it's that line of like, hey, I don't want to dress in a suit and a tie every day, which I don't. But yeah, anyway, I just find it funny. I grab the polo on the right, throw the pants on that match with them, but I'm like, okay, I've got some cool shoes, but I don't want to wear too many cool shoes in a row. You know, I've got the running shoes that are comfortable. I'm on my feet all flipping day long. Move it, people, move it. Go, people, go. And yeah, anyway, it's one of those daily things where I'm like, what the heck shoes do I put on my feet? Do I try to look cool? Do I go for comfort? Do I go with what matches best? Oh, those teacher problems. Gotta love them. They built this freeway in town for me, and you could ask the city superintendent why you built the West Side Parkway. He'll say I built it for Kyle Kuhlman because Kyle Kuhlman has to drive this road every day to and from school. And my old school was 2 streets away from where I'm at now, 2 off-ramps. So this little extension that they built is a dream, and there's not a day that I drive on this freeway extension and take it for granted, because this extension's only been here for 2 years. They've been working on this for a decade. They've promised this ever since I started teaching. And when I used to have to drive to school, shoot, I had to take all the side streets, take the back roads, do a bunch of changes. You guys have no idea how nice it is to have the chillest, easiest commute. But the reason I appreciate it so much is because I spent almost 9 years taking the back roads, having to take the back way just to hop onto the freeway, just to hop onto the different freeway. I get to go down a single road that flips onto this, and it is a dream of a freeway. This is where the old freeway joins, and I see all these suckers that have to take the old way. Not the old way, but just the way I used to take. But I'm like, dude, I'm already on the freeway. I don't have to merge right now. I am sitting back and relaxing. But I appreciate it because of all the years where I had to do the hard thing. And I'm sure I've said this before, but I hope you appreciate your job. Some people that right out of college that become a teacher, you probably don't appreciate it because you didn't have to be a sales rep at Anheuser-Busch. You didn't have to do the marketing, the promotional stuff. You didn't work on Pineapple Express Ambulance, which when I left, they changed it to Express Ambulance, but you have no idea how hard it is to take your job seriously when you're working for a legit ambulance company called the Pineapple Express. True story. So I just think after 4 years of college, you'll appreciate your job. After 8 years in the military, you'll appreciate civilianship. But if you are just a civilian, if you just get the job, if you do not work for it, if you do not spend the 9 years taking all the side streets, you will take for granted that beautiful road of life that you are on. And I don't know what life that is. You know, if you have a golden road paved for you, you probably won't appreciate it as much as this guy does driving on the parkway, because man, I wish this thing would have been there. So if your nose is to the grinding wheel and you are working your tail off, know that future reward, whether it be retirement, whether it be a West Side Parkway, you will appreciate all the work it took to get to wherever the heck you are. And I don't want to wait till I get there to start enjoying my life. I want to enjoy it today, but I want to continue working hard today and doing difficult things today, so that way 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I am appreciative of where the heck I'm at. I am so happily doing what I'm doing, and I hope I continue to work my tail off till the very end, because you never know how long you got. You know, what if I live to be 128 like a sea turtle? Man, I gotta keep working hard when I'm 100 and 110, you know? I'm like, hey, decade's a long time. Gotta love it. Have an awesome hump day. It's hump day because it's the middle of the week. The camels hump Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, top of the hump. After today, it is all downhill from here, but you still gotta rock today. But I don't care if it's a Monday. I don't care if it's a Friday. Treat this day like the opportunity that it is lying in front of you, and make the stinking most of it, okay, people? I wore my blue shoes today in case you were wondering.